Good morning, people, and welcome to a great way to finish your deadlift day. And that is why we're not covering a great way to finish your squat day. Anyway, if you've been following this series, you'll know that these little workout sections are supposed to come at the end of your training. You're already supposed to be done your strength, your volume, your technique, whatever's most important to you. These little exercises are just supposed to cover whatever dumb assistant stuff that you did not feel like doing anyway. You're gonna work harder, it's gonna take you less time, and most likely you're going to enjoy it more once it is done. So for today's little mini workout finisher, what you're going to need is a way to keep track of time, about 10 minutes of it, and some sort of bar. Now today, I'm going to be using an axle, and that is completely fine as well, just something that you can load some weights onto. Now, as far as loads and intensity on that barbell, I think a good goal weight for most people is going to be their body weight on the bar. However, a lot of people are gonna have to start a lot less than that, and a lot of people are gonna start a lot heavier than that, but just make sure that you're kind of manipulating this weight however it needs to be so you can get the most out of these exercises. But once that clock does start, your first 15 seconds is gonna be doing as many barbell rows as possible. Now, again, if this is close to your body weight, then this is gonna be a little bit heavy of a row. However, the range of motion is pretty short, so you're probably gonna be shooting for something in the 5 to 6, maybe 7 rep range. But once that 15 seconds of work is done, you get 15 seconds of rest. Once that 15 seconds of rest has expired, now it is time for 15 seconds of either stiff-legged deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts, whichever you would prefer. But you are not switching weights, you are not switching barbells. It is all the same thing. So again, you might have a heavyish barbell row, but now you're gonna have kind of a lighter stiff-legged deadlift or Romanian deadlift. And I don't really care how many reps you get here. I just wanna make sure that you keep your form tight and you actually feel the muscles that you are supposed to be feeling. Make sure that at the top of every single rep, you are squeezing your butt hard as well as pulling your shoulder blades back, just like any good deadlift lockout. But once you've gotten as many reps of that as you can in 15 seconds, you get 15 seconds more rest. Which brings us to our last little block of exercises, where for the first 15 seconds, you're going to do as many Zercher squats as you can. Now, to get the bar into Zercher position, you're going to need to do a Zercher lift or a Zercher deadlift, just meaning that you need to deadlift the bar up to lat position, scoop your arms underneath into a Zercher position, and then stand up. From there, just take the remainder of the 15 seconds to get as many squats as you can. However, when that 15 seconds is done, do not drop the barbell. You are either going to hold the barbell for 15 seconds in that Zercher position, or you are going to march, or you're going to walk with it. Now, the whole reason for this Zercher position here is because we were trying to overstress our upper back as well as posterior chaining. You cannot hold the Zercher position this way because you're so heavily front loaded without having a good brace and your upper back nice and tight. If you can't keep your back tight in this position, then you're not going to be able to keep it tight during a heavy deadlift. So it teaches you a lot of stuff, and then you add all this time under tension, your back's going to explode, get a lot stronger, especially your upper back, and that just makes deadlifts move up like they are magic. Anyway, once you've done your 15 seconds of Zercher squats, go into that hold. If the hold is too easy for you, then add marching. Marching, you're just gonna be raising your knees nice and high and then hitting the ground with a decent amount of impact every single step, because we want this bar jostling around. The entire reason for the marching is to create a little bit of movement so that it goes from a complete static hold to doing 1 million little tiny curls / rows / shrugs, which can be absolutely beneficial. That's absolutely why something like a keg carrier or sandbag carry can be so beneficial for your biceps, because it's not a static hold when you're running around with it. It is jostling around, which makes 1,000 little tiny adjustments and reps, and that leads to a lot of adaptation. Now, the best option of the three is to go for a Zercher walk, because then you're gonna have to deal with a lot of forces that you're not even gonna have to deal with if you just go to a march. However, I know a lot of people don't have that option. So if you need to stand and just hold, stand and hold for 15 seconds. If you stand and march for 15 seconds, that is great. Or if you carry for 15 seconds, that is great as well. But once that 15 seconds block is done, now you have 30 seconds of rest. At this point, you can manipulate the weight on the barbell if needed. However, I can tell you right now, you're gonna wanna stay lighter as things progress, because it is going to get exponentially harder each round. Now, since this total block, including rest, is only 2 minutes long, if you do 5 rounds, then you have 10 total minutes of assistance finisher. If you choose to do 6 rounds, then you're looking at 12 minutes. However, I would tell you guys to go heavier on the barbell and stay to 5 to 6 rounds rather than being lighter and kicking up to like 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds, anything like that. Should think go heavier on the movements and do less rounds, then stay lighter and just continue to crank out reps. Anyway guys, there you go. There is a great way to finish your deadlift day, and it'll be much more interesting and fun, and I can just about guarantee that you're gonna work harder than in the other assistant stuff that you would have done. If you guys do like these things, you want more ideas of it, just go check out either my assistant specific playlist or my dumb challenge workouts playlist. Both will give you plenty of ideas on really, really hard things to do that can be really beneficial if you use them correctly in your program. Anyway guys, I do thank you so much for absolutely everything you guys are doing. We'll catch up with you later in the week. However, the rest of my week is dedicated to trying to finish the carry ebook as well as the video for it, so that those of you who want a program for free will be able to do that, and those of you who want to buy the $25 ebook will be able to do that, but that is going to be a pretty intense kind of block of work for me. So if I do not get another video out before that, hopefully the next one is going to be all the programming stuff, so it will be there for you guys. So I do thank you guys so much for absolutely everything you guys are doing. I will catch you later week. I already said that. Until I do go out to something amazing, realize, keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other. I'm gonna not mess up an outro one time. I'm gonna say, I quit. I suck at this.